Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Alberto Trujillo. So Alberto, thank you so much for joining our show and thanks for accepting the invitation. Congrats on CFFC fight and how was your experience about MMA? When did you start actually training MMA? How old were you?
How old was I? I think I was 24. 24, 23?
And
23.
Which was your first martial art?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. So you trained jiu-jitsu, then what was next?
And then, so I did jiu-jitsu, and then I was learning a little bit of boxing and like wrestling and stuff like that, but nothing too serious. Until I got to Alliance, then I started training with Coach Dede and Coach Sergio to work on my striking. So it was about 6 years in.
Okay.
So 6 years jiu-jitsu, and then I started doing more striking.
Okay. Can you just put the phone a bit higher? You're like...
I know, I'm sorry. It's because I tried, but there we go.
Okay. Great.
Perfect?
Yes,
there you go.
it's perfect. Okay. So how would you describe your fighting style?
Fighting style. So imagine that we're in an alley, okay?
Okay.
And then you start running away from me.
Okay.
Yeah? And I'm chasing you. Right? Eventually you're gonna hit a dead end. Right? And you can't run. You can't go up. You can't go back. Now you have to fight me. You're tired from running away from me. Now you have to face me. So I drown you with pressure. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. This is pressure fighter, offensive fighter.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, for UFC, offensive fighters are very, very much entertaining to watch. So it's actually very, very good fighting style. Do you have a nickname?
El Philly. I got that from, I used to work with some people, and they called me Philemon for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then they made it short. So they started calling me Philly. And then it just stuck. And then just people at the gym call me that. So it's alright. Well, it's stuck, so I can't change it.
Does it have some special meaning or?
So it started out, so in Mexico, there's this famous lady. She's like super country. And she has a donkey that goes with her everywhere. Yeah, and the donkey's name is Filimon. So that's where that came from. But then they shortened it to El Philly, and then Philly is a racehorse. Right? So now I'm a racehorse. But people don't really know that. Maybe they do now.
Interesting. Who is coaching you at the moment?
Who's coaching me at the moment? Eric Del Ferro and Eric Uresk.
And do you have some good sparring partners, teammates?
Yeah, I got Wilson. Dominic Cruz helped me out for this fight. Guito Perez helped me out too. Let's see, who else did help me out? Angela Hill helped me out. And Wilson Hayes. Wilson Hayes helped me out a lot too for this fight.
Wilson Hayes was my guest on 3 occasions. Please send him my kind regards. He is one of the best guys I've ever interviewed. Don't forget, please, to tell him that.
I'll let him know. He's actually fighting on Friday or Saturday. I can't remember where.
Oh,
Mexico City. Maybe Mexico City.
Really? He's fighting? I didn't know.
Me neither. I guess they told him like last week or something, and he said yes because he's feeling good. Because he's always in shape. So.
Whoa, I didn't know he's fighting. Last time we had interview, he said I will fight this year, but probably at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, send him my regards. So now let's discuss about your first amateur fight. How did you feel heading into your first amateur fight? Was it a stressful experience for you?
Yes. So the week before my MMA amateur debut, I did a kickboxing match. It was still with shin guards and hand gear, but I was a little beat up from that day. And then my coach Zadie said, "Hey, you still have this fight on Saturday." So you got to do that. So I was like, all right. And then I ended up losing the kickboxing match. But then that next week I won the MMA fight, so I felt a lot better about myself. I felt a little bit down, right, that week. But then once I won the fight, I'm like, all right, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, I agree. So very much exciting experience. Who was your toughest amateur opponent?
Toughest amateur opponent, Hugo Aranda. Yeah, that was my last amateur fight. Yeah, that guy rocked me a couple of times, and I was really, really exhausted at the end of that fight.
And your first professional fight, was it much different than your first amateur fight or your last amateur fight?
No, it was a little weird because it was like in somebody's backyard. That makes it, yeah, it was a little weird.
So what was you were like you didn't feel scared, you were like very relaxed, you were like, all right, I'm going in to fight. And
For my pro debut?
yes?
Oh, I guess I was a little more calmer now because I had more experience in me, so I kind of knew what I was going to feel like in the beginning of the fight. And then, yeah, after a while, once you get in there, it's like, okay, no more nerves, none of that. My very first amateur fight, though, I was like, I was all over the place. I was going here, there, right? My pro debut, I was a little more calm, I conserved a little more energy, and I was able to make smarter decisions.
In your next fight, your second pro fight, how did you defeat Heber Castillo?
How did what?
How did you defeat him? How did you defeat him? Was it a hard fight? Was it a difficult fight for you?
So that one, the only reason it was a little hard, it was because it played a little bit of mind games with me. They gave me 3 days notice. Alright, so they told me on Wednesday. They told me on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the day of weigh-ins, I was driving all over LA getting my medicals done. And then on Friday, it was in my head a little bit like, you didn't really rest, you didn't get full camp. So in my head, I was a little bit like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then in the first round, he took my back, and he was on my back for the whole round. And then in my head, I'm like, oh man, am I going to be able to do this? But what happened is his leg, because he was on my back the whole round from standing, his legs got tired. So second and third round, he wasn't able to do his game. And then I just stayed in his face, just kept coming forward, and then I just won by decision that day.
I got another question. You have 2 rear naked choke wins. Can you consider yourself a rear naked choke specialist?
No, it's just the opponents that I had those days. Their grappling wasn't their strength, right? So I just got lucky that day. I took advantage of their weaknesses, and then they exposed me in the back, so I was able to choke them out. But rear naked choke specialist, no.
The only loss of your professional career happened against Joao Camilo. So, can you describe which were critical areas of that fight for you?
Say that again, please.
Which were critical areas in the fight against Joao Camilo for you? What were you doing wrong?
Let's see. So, one mistake that I made in the beginning is usually for side control. Okay.
Yeah.
They tell you to go palm to palm, right?
Right.
I don't like this because what happens is because I'm so small, right? I'm attached to this, so when they go to roll me, right, it's really easy for me to lose balance, especially when the opponent's bigger than me. Usually, I like to post out with one hand, keep balance here, so if they try to roll me, I can stop myself. And then that day I heard squeeze, so I went here, and I squeezed, and I got swept. And Camilo's jiu-jitsu is pretty good, so he was able to control me on the ground. Like, I wasn't able to get up as easy, right? He was super strong, so I couldn't make space to get out. And then another thing is I was kind of slacking a little bit on the training. Now, I'm not going to say like slacking, like instead of doing 2 a days, like there was days where I was only training once a day. And the reason for that was because I didn't have any news about a fight. That fight I got in a week and a half notice, right? And I feel like had I been training the way I usually train, knowing that there's a fight coming up, I would have been in better shape, and I might have been able to out wrestle him in the third round when he was pushing me up against the fence, and I think he took my back a couple of times. I would have been able to fight a little better. So what I learned from that was, train hard like you always had a fight coming up.
Is there a special set of training to prepare for sweep and transition specialist?
For a sweep and transition specialist?
Yes.
It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If there is one, I might know it, like physically, like my body might know what to do, but I don't know how to explain it to you.
Yeah, I know, I understand you. You were mentally prepared, but physically you blocked yourself, right?
Yeah.
Your body blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. But after that fight, you pretty much bounced back with a quick win, right?
Say again?
After that fight, you bounced back with a victory. I mean, you got back into the winning column.
Oh, yeah. I think, who did I fight? Edgar Chaves. Yeah.
At CFFC 87, what was your game plan for the fight? Because you defeated opponent via stoppage. Did you have a special game plan?
No, just do what I always do. Forward pressure, feints. I guess the only thing that we added in this camp was calf kicks a lot.
Yes.
So kick his calf a lot. And then you can see in the fight, if you've seen it, he switches sets a lot. And,
Yes.
I think it was because I was kicking his calf a lot.
I have a question about calf kick. Which area of the calf should you target for maximum effect?
So we're told, wherever the knee starts, about 3 fingers underneath the knee, right? And then you have some nerves there. I don't know the science behind it, but that's where they told me to kick, and that's where I'm gonna kick.
Well, actually, no, it's called nervus peroneus. I mean, in Latin language, it's called nervus peroneus, but when you hit here, or when you hit nervus tibialis, it's kinda, sensitive spots are 3 fingers below.
Yep.
So if you hit lower, are you going to make damage or not? I mean, you were eating those kicks, so you probably know better than anybody.
One more time?
If you hit, you said 3 fingers is perfect. For example, if you hit 4 fingers under, does it make the same amount of damage or not?
Probably not, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't feel good. It's when they turn their shin to the outside,
Yes.
when they see it coming, that's when you're like, oh crap. Yeah, I kicked the shin one time, and my foot still hurts right now. Yeah, I can't do a whole lot. Yep.
Yeah, I know. In Muay Thai, you got a slashing kick which goes like, not like this, but downwards,
What's that?
In Muay Thai, calf kick, it goes like this, not like,
Oh,
you know what I mean.
yeah, it goes down. Yeah, the way that they at Alliance we do it is we kick like upward, almost like a soccer ball.
Yes, like that. So this kind of calf kick is very painful, right?
Yeah, it can be if you hit it right.
So I've seen many opponents chop down by low kicks. Alright. Did you chop your opponent down with those calf kicks, or you finished him via punches? What do you think?
I definitely slowed him down with the kicks. Because I've seen his other fights, he moves a lot. Right?
Okay.
And then I feel like the calf kicks slowed him down, so he stayed in one spot. Right? And then he didn't want to come forward anymore because he felt the calf kicks. So now he's moving back. So now he's playing my game, or he was playing my game. And then I pressure him back, and then I start doing my attacks. So he can't move anymore this way, and he doesn't want to come forward no more. So now he's moving back, which is what I want. So now we're playing. I made him play my game. Once I got him playing my game, then I started throwing my punches. My punches started to land, and he started to miss.
Yes, that's excellent. Do you have some plans for the future, considering you're now on a winning streak again?
Hopefully I get in the UFC soon. You know, my manager's been talking, my coaches have been talking, my teammates that are in the UFC have been talking to UFC matchmakers. So hopefully soon I can be in the UFC.
Yeah, it would be really, really much great to see. If you ever fight potentially at Contender Series, do you have somebody locked in?
Yeah, let's see if you can come back. Oh, loading.
Yeah?
You there? Okay, back.
Yes,
Can
I'm
you see?
there.
Alright, there we go. Alright, what was that question again?
For example, if you get a chance, for example, to fight at Contender Series, would you like to face someone special, or you're like, let's fight anybody?
Anybody. I really don't pay attention to the competition out there until they can give me a name. Then I'll look them up for a little bit. But I don't really know who's out there right now.
So you don't prepare for the opponent, you prepare to fight, and when you find out the name, you're like, let's do some minor adjustments, or...
Yeah, just minor, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do, right? I know there's certain things that I'm going to have to look out for, but we're going to play my game. It's the way I see it.
Thanks for the interview, and would you like to greet someone and to say something maybe we forgot to say, or...
No, just shout out to all my sponsors, Genesis Recovery, Solisab, Unita Martial Arts Academy, Devi Portraits, Fight Docs, my girlfriend Tina Pettigrew, who's also a professional fighter herself, my mom and her business, Polita's Mexican Store. Let me see. And then right now, my nephew's in the hospital. So if anybody out there listening, please keep them in your prayers. And then that's pretty much it for now.
Thank you for this interview. I will start creating video. Hopefully it will be online morning your time tomorrow. And please send massive regards to Wilson, okay? He'll know my name.
I will.
He will know my name, no worries. Alright, have a great day, Alberto.
You too.
Alright, goodbye.
Alright, bye-bye.